You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka. Well, that was a beautiful song indeed, Man Eater by John Oates. We're going to continue with more music, but we are moving on to our segment, Prominent Personalities. So on our segment, Prominent Personality, we have with us the Deputy General Manager, Digital Product Development and Management of Telecom. We have Dr. Ruwan Rakogama. A warm welcome to the program.
Hi, Sharifa. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Doctor. So today's topic would be how telecom infrastructure helps digitalization and mostly about AI. And we see that in the current world, AI is taking over almost everything, because recently, I guess, I went through some article about how AI helps with medical reports, how AI could kind of help doctors study about a patient, check their allergies, and a lot of things. But there's this question if AI can replace humans or whether it's going to be a threat for many jobs. So before I get into the topic on how AI is kind of connected to telecom infrastructure, let's also talk about AI in general, Doctor. I'm pretty sure you can give us an insight into it.
Right, yes, Sharifa. As you mentioned, as you started about AI with your experience recently. So AI and digitalization, earlier it's the buzzword, the digitalization came across. Then the AI started recently coming up with a newest trends from last year, I guess. So
do you think ChatGPT was a trigger?
Yes, I'm just talking about that. ChatGPT was the trend which started from 2023. Right now, every person talking about AI. It can be applicable for every industry, every human being. It can be a individual basis or a company basis as well. So in our industry or either in the public, you hear a lot of applications onto AI, starting from ChatGPT. Now there are a lot of tools. We have a lot of applications which are going for retail industry, the fashion. So whatever you prefer, your consumer behavior, everything can be processed through AI.
Exactly.
So that's basically what I can say about what is AI. So let's talk about when it's going through each and every area, how AI will support individually as well as a company-wise.
Exactly, because they say AI is there to assist you, not to take over. So how does telecom infrastructure help digitalization and AI?
Right. Now, the recent statistics even says all the new tech CEOs believes AI will change their companies within next 3 years. So when it comes to retail industry, everyone consume our food. Maybe when it comes to fashion, then we wherever we goes, whatever we used as a consumers, every one of us, right? So all these comes with the applications or either through internet. So we might definitely need a proper internet connectivity. We are facilitators. We are platform owners. So we provide the fast internet. Let me ask a question like, how do you feel 5 years, 10 years, 20 years back with your experience when you're using internet and accessing data and today? So I also saw you are in social media and you are in comparing and all of the industry. So how do you feel the connectivity has improved? How it has supported you all?
It's interesting because, when it comes to social media and when you need to upload something, you need very fast internet. So when I started my journey back in the days, we had social media, not that Facebook wasn't there or Instagram wasn't there.
I guess it was hi-fi early, very early.
Yes, hi-fi. And I remember there was a time, it was not TikTok back then. I think it was Musical.ly or something like that. Yeah. So, to be honest, we were not that active on it. The reason for that was, of course, internet was costly, one thing. The second thing, you cannot upload anything fast. So people only knew us maybe through television or radio, but not via social media. But now it has changed.
Yeah,
completely.
Like with the smart devices with everyone's hand, it's like a millisecond of work for them to upload their content, their ideas, even their business work or their personalized interest status updates and also and so forth, right? So in telecommunication, in internet part, we came with 3G, then 2G, 3G, 4G, now it's 5G. Some countries even test now beyond 5G.
Beyond 5G.
Yeah? They talk about 6G, then, in the Wi-Fi areas, they talk about 7G as well. So basically, the internet connectivity has been improved. We work with a lot of technology at the back end, so our engineers, then our managers, everyone. So this is common for all the telco industries. But when you're speaking as from telecom as a company, so we have come up with from copper line, ADSL, you know how slow it is at that time, but with fast fiber internet, we can provide today 300 Gbps.
Oh, back in the days you can...
Currently, we, like in the industry, you will find to get even 1 Gbps. So that much faster that you can engage with your digital applications and social media and so on and so forth. So basically, I guess as a telco industry, what we believe, all of us has the, our pride to give that particular technology to every one of y'all, of the companies, to be like a facilitator or platform owners who can really give a support for digitalization as well as AI.
Exactly, because back in the days you could just grab a cup of coffee and come while your page loads, but it's the other way around now, so you can't wait until it uploads like within a millisecond. So times have changed, and I'm pretty sure that since telecom is a company which has been around for ages, so as you did mention, from copper line to ADSL, and now we have fiber, and there's a lot. So that evolution is crazy. So if you could also tell us about the time span of this evolution. It's happening really fast, don't you think?
Yeah, right. As you mentioned, now back in the days, if you go 20 years back, then comes to 10 years back, the technology evolvement is like, if I say it's little bit slow, but right now it's advancing 100 times than that, right? Last 5 years, if we say, okay, 4G to 5G, then AI comes across, then the platforms, then, on top of internet, there are a lot of applications coming on board. Each and every person's ideas have been changing. Today, if I invent something, if my concept come on top of that, somebody might add another value on top of that, and they will come with another kind of a concept. So basically, the evolution on top of internet has been drastically growing up. I don't know what will be happening on next year, right? Every second. So somebody in the world might be coming up with their own ideas. Maybe a company, maybe an individual, even content creators. They have massive kind of ideas, crazy ideas coming across, how things getting trends. Even a word getting trending today, right? So it's about how you feel and how you make understanding on a customer's perspective. So I believe not on the back end the days, today it's fast growing.
It is definitely. And Doctor, you did touch on a little bit about how this could help businesses as well. Let's also elaborate on this topic. How does digitalization influence new business ventures and entrepreneurs?
Right. So if we see today on Instagram, the TikTok, or either Facebook, or whatever the social media, with LinkedIn, today people use these platforms to get in touch with their customers, basically. Right.
It's kind of like a B2B.
Yes,
and
exactly.
B2C.
Correct.
Right.
So now, in the back in the days, we use either newspapers or either the radio is a traditional parts. But now even radio, you all have mobile applications, right? So you also use social media. So likewise, so every business, this digitalization has become a buzzword, the key. So everybody is talking about it. So even a non-techie guy comes on, or what is AI? So what can I do with AI? So it's become running on our nerves right now. So it's not about age limits. Right now, people even use AI for their each and every work, sometimes email sending, or either it can be generating their pictures on AI. You can see on social media when an application comes how many people make it as a trend. So likewise, they use these applications. Basically all the entrepreneurs are using at the moment, as well as the companies. Now when it comes to companies, it's not only the marketing side. Sometimes AI applications are really touch with the operational efficiencies. So identify customers' behavior. Identify the patterns of the data that they have. They can even process whatever customer wants next. Right? So
it can be a little scary too.
Right. Just imagine when we're choosing a fashion industry, when we are having different types of food. So today and the day before, 1 year back, what sort of food that you like and what sort of fashion that you do. So basically on the next time we can as a company is that we can keep the processing data, what sort of data that customer is consuming, right? So with that, such company can use their own customers' behavior to introduce a new product, do a value addition. So basically customer experience, I might say, through an application, through AI, they can, without going to a store, they can look into what the product is about. So earlier it was like a picture, or either you call and ask how's the product, what's the warranty, what sort of features that it has. Now you can through your mobile you can watch, right? So what sort of features it has. So and basically in companies like telcos, we do basically onto operational efficiencies. We run a lot of systems at the back end to support these massive internet capacities, right? So in our companies, and a lot of telcos are using to generate customers next offer for the customer, right? Next best offer, we can say. So identifying their usage to minimize their cost, even that might be helpful. Even from our side, human interventions, it takes a lot of time to process. But with the AI systems and digitalization, we give fast service to the customers, as well as operation efficiency has been drastically growing up. So I guess this is for a large business as well as entrepreneurs. This AI and digitalization is much more helpful.
So is this very challenging for the telecom? Because there's a lot of expectations.
Yes.
From our end.
Yes. Because every consumer, there are a lot of segments, right? So whoever use internet for a small, only social media. Some people use it professionally. Some people, like gamers are there. They need point milliseconds faster. So get into their track how much faster. Especially, let me see, tell you about gaming personalities. So you see on social media, a lot of gamers are coming up. In the gaming has become a trend, even casual gaming as well as esports kind of, right? It's not like we running 100 meters, not like 200 meters, or either doing high jump, low jump, long jump, not like that. So today the gaming part has become a new trend from not depending on the ages. Everybody play games for their entertainment, their keeping mind relaxed, and so on and so forth. So certain games need millisecond fast when they do their multiplayers and all. I'm just taking an example. So how fast we need to provide that particular connectivity. So we are connected with the entire world, going with sea cables and so on and so forth. Every technology which is come across to the world, so we are experiencing today. That because telcos are investing on it. Without investing, there's no future at all, right? So from our end, all our tech people, our engineers, then managers, everyone is working on to give to a new the facilitation to our consumers. Not only consumers, yes, of course, entrepreneurs and business crowd as well. So that's how we do the technology enhancement. Now, even today, you can see how Elon Musk has come up with Starlink as well, right?
Yes.
So this new trend is coming up, satellite communication. So wherever the satellite communication is, the even farming industry can be increased, even through Wi-Fi, 5G networks. So we can send communication data faster and faster. It's real time. So whoever talking to me from other part of the world, yes, it's like I'm live with them.
Exactly.
So that's feeling we are trying to build up with as a telco company as well as with the industry exposure.
And Doctor will talk more on this, but before that we're going to break with some music.
Super.
So this is Survivor.
listening to Radio Sri Lanka on 97.4 and 97.6 and on our web portal www.slbc.lk.
Kakuluso, the right combination of many Ayurvedic medicines, ideal for tender skins of babies. Let's protect our kids from all germs. The only solution, Ayurvedic Kakuluso. Kakuluso, a proud product of Siddhalepa.
Be with CIB. Be with joy. Up to 20% discount on prices for the best seasonal gifts of your choice. Visit CIB today.
Step into the musical time machine. Musical time machine. Travel through the notes. Every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Radio Sri Lanka, we are cranking up the nostalgia and taking you on a ride through musical history.
Step into the past with melodies so fun.
From the groovy 70s to the modern hits of the 2010s, we'll celebrate the songs that have become the soundtrack of our lives. Join me, Sharifa, as we reminisce, dance, and discover music like never before. Tune in and let the music transport you.
Feel the beats of a time gone by.
You're with Radio Sri Lanka on 97.4 and 97.6 FM.
Thank you for always tuning in. Here's another one of your favorite tunes. Stay stuck.
You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka. It's precisely 8:30. A very good morning to you. You're listening to Prominent Personality segment, and we have with us Dr. Ruwan Rakogama, Deputy General Manager, Digital Product Development and Management, Sri Lanka Telecom. We've been talking about a very interesting topic, that's AI, and also about telecom itself, because they play a pivotal role in making sure that things work fine for us, because if there's no internet, there's no AI for us. So, Doctor, let's also talk about, we spoke about business owners, we spoke about entrepreneurs and how this could help them track their customers' needs and, you know, what they really want as a customer and what we could do for them. So, how does AI and big data support enterprises?
Right. So, the big data is another buzzword we hear from a lot of corporates today.
What is big data?
Now, it's about how much of data that you have about your customers. As an example related to a corporate. So, it can be over the internet, it's big data, right? Facebook has big data. Basically, it's our data, right? So how much, what are our interest? What sort of things we search on the internet? What sort of, through our photos or the videos, what are our interests? What are the visiting places? Now, if we search in Google, the areas that we want to go, even just imagine I'm planning a trip. Right? What sort of areas that I wanted to go. So the next second, the AI, the big data, if we have a big data platforms, so the information gathers. So from that data, the output can be processed. So there, if we have a lot of big data, what we can do is we can process data to generate and understand the customer segment. This is corporate point of view. So it can be a retail industry. If you go to in retail stores today, there are multiple brands, right? So they get your loyalty. So they know what sort of products that you purchase. So with that, they can even give personalized offers to you. So these are just an example. So if you go to a fashion store, there are fashion stores you can which can be introduced through internet as well. Without a store, there's a fashion store. And without the shop, there can be a food store. You can even run a food store at your home.
Yes.
So basically, when we Pick Me or the Instagram, you see lovely type of content creators bringing up their food. The behave, how we would like to eat that, right? The chocolates are coming here and there are a lot of creativity coming up. So these kind of creativity even can lead to customers to enter and search. Even those platforms, even we have a platform, we can get those data, customers data collecting data from our each and every consumers. So it can be related to each and every industry, as I mentioned. So with those data, we can process lot of outputs based, as I mentioned, giving best offers to the customer.
This just triggered another question.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to collecting data, now there's this concern of
data privacy.
Yes.
Is it? Okay. Now that topic is coming up. You know, even in Europe, data privacy policies has been implemented already. Now Sri Lankan even law is talking about data privacy. Now data privacy is about getting our ID, where I'm going to live, and my name, and what other things that I do, and so forth, right? So, however, each and every concern, now authorities are coming up with further getting the data, we need to get the approval from the consent from the customer or the end user. So sometimes we find, okay, we have to accept the terms and conditions. Right?
I was about to say that is included in the terms and conditions we don't read.
Yeah, but one more thing. As a telco company, what we do, we really value the customer's data. We don't give that data to outside. That's the real responsibility that we are trying to do. Even we need to ensure through AI, we are not giving that particular data to outside. So whatever the basic data, either name, ID, certain things we actually need to verify the customer, you know. Without that, we cannot give a connectivity. I'm just talking about the telco part of view. So we ensure even in an AI, when we are implementing a kind of an application, or either even through digitalization, we are actually maintaining those policies inside. So likewise, there are a lot of companies, even retail, food store, they also keep these policies as per my knowledge. So even as we talk with the songs are going on, like the ChatGPT, right? So all the information on the internet, whatever you search. So AI bots we talk about today. So there are self-learners. Whenever we feed data, when we ask questions, if you upload a kind of the document, okay, such data, they will grab it, then they will personally, as a robot, they will learn about us, or either companies, so and so forth. So the people are changing a bit on the ChatGPT, and the company-wise, they are coming with the company customized AIs, which it won't go out of the company, the data of the customers. So such implementations are coming up. ChatGPT is just a trend that made everyone used to AI. Yes. But on top of all that, now the data policies and all those stuff, the framework are softly building up in the other countries, as well as now it is in Sri Lanka. So I guess the big data has a lot of responsibility, right? So analytics and all those platforms are there for analytics. So we can even run even in manufacturing industry. So there are a lot of processing that can forecast the demand depending on the customer's value and their interest as well. So there are a lot of things. Sky has no limits. It's like AI has no limits.
AI has no limits, absolutely, because we see robotic surgeries happening. We see AI helping with a lot of things, and there's autopilot vehicles.
Yes.
And
very recently, which came across with Tesla.
Yes, right? Exactly. So it has no limits, as you did mention, but there are also AI tools that public can use to make life easy. Now, we've been talking from business perspectives, but let's talk about as a person.
Yeah. So now you see, starting with ChatGPT, there are a lot of other applications as well. So there are certain applications that you can even create your presentation. So there are like Google Gemini, if I mention the tools, so you can even go and search, right? The cloud AI, then the project management, there are a lot of AIs. Then even Samsung devices, now Apple devices come up with AI as well. So there are Relium.io is another this thing. So in application wise, there are a lot of AI applications that today we use, and it's AI Studio. Even in Microsoft, they have introduced Copilot. Copilot that you can use your emails like AI, right? On behalf of you. There's small things. So if you want an author,
LinkedIn has a built-in.
Yes,
thing, right?
yes, they have an AI. When you search a job, you can see whether you are best fit. What sort of things that when the recruiter asks, what sort of things that you don't have. Are you a best fit? Are you a top applicant? Let's apply. Then they will automatically says, okay, just message to your recruiter directly, right? So and so forth. And Facebook has a lot of AI applications. Then TikTok also generates certain things. Now, in other countries, they use WhatsApp also as a chatbots, right? Then even in at SLT, we use AI kind of a level of digitalization applications. Now, we have recently even implement the chatbot as well from our end, where customers can, without a self-agent, they can get the information that they want. So the consumer side, basically, they can use these AI applications for anything that they want. They can even generate an image that they want for their presentation, right?
Yes, I mean, they can even come up with videos.
Yes, AI videos.
I see many people coming up with interesting videos.
I guess now the voicing, right? Voicing has become a trend for another presentation you might be experiencing. Right now, there are AI. It's a threat, and in fact, yes. Yeah.
But I mean, yes, there's a lot of concerns when it comes to job. But I mean, being a presenter myself, I see many people, using AI to get their voiceovers done. Then again, there's footages which they use. There are stock images which they use on their videos. I mean, life can get easy, and there's a lot of things. But being dependent on AI can be problematic.
Yes.
So let's get to that. I think we need to talk a lot about the concerns as well, since every good thing has the other side. So there's ups and downs in life as well. So obviously, but we're going to get to that right after some music. So do stay tuned in to Radio Sri Lanka for this interesting discussion on artificial intelligence and digitalization, which is kind of massive these days. Stay tuned in to 97.4, 97.6, Island Wide.
The job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face and afraid the plans that we've made. Walking in a winter wonderland. The job when you're in town. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, the snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland.
to think twice. She's pure as New York snow. She got Betty Davis eyes. And she'll tease you, she'll unease you, all the better just to please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. She got Greta Garbo, stand off side. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll let you take her home with her appetite. She'll lay you on the throne. She got Betty Davis eyes. She'll take a tumble on you, roll you like you were dice, until you come out blue. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll expose you when she snows you, off your feet with the crumbs she throws you. She's ferocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Betty Davis eyes. And she'll tease you, she'll unease you, all the better just to please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll tease you, she'll unease you, just to please you. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll expose you when she snows you. She knows you.
You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka. Yes, it's definitely the season, and we do have some seasonal favorites coming your way as well, but we are with Prominent Personality segment, and we've been talking about artificial intelligence, digitalization. We spoke about a lot of advantages, Doctor. We spoke about how it could help businesses, enterprises, personally, and also sometimes we are into games and we are into, I've used ChatGPT to just learn, because there are things you could do to educate yourself. I asked ChatGPT, ask me questions about history, ask me questions about English, ask me questions about maths. So it could help you in many ways. So it depends on the prompts you give. But there are concerns too, Doctor. Let's also touch on the negatives of artificial intelligence and digitalization in general.
Right. As I mentioned previously, with the ChatGPT, the trend has come very differently around the world, right? So, AI is a bot with a personal assistant that helps us, help make our life easy. So basically, if you get into that, whatever the questions we ask from AI, whatever the data we feed, so it's a self-learner. If I put a wrong data, yes, of course, at the very first beginning, the data might be wrong. But there's another person who's coming with the chat GPT, then he talks with the particular chat GPT and they give the proper information. So AI, the time goes up, it's a self-learning platform. So that's how the robotics come into picture and so on and so forth. Right now, that's why most of the companies trying to come up with the paid versions of AI, right? So because of free that chat GPT, there are lot of particular applications which are free. If I say Vidnose AI, which is a generative free AI videos, right, as an example. So there are a lot of not only getting the information, as I mentioned, the presentation videos, there are free platforms. But there are companies like who's going with Copilot, right? Copilot, there's a paid versions of Microsoft, as an example. So we also going to paid versions right now as a telcos, because it's not fully open to internet. They get the information, but the processing data, our internal data privacy policies are within our organization, right? So the most of the data accuracy is almost 100%. So I guess now in future, definitely people might move if we are really interested in AI. If we really, somebody is getting that particular value for their personal life, for their corporate life, they are going to paid versions, which are secured, where the information accuracy is much more higher than the free versions. Now, if it's a Blade, there's a app called Bland.ai. Even a call center can run on AI, right? So, the trains information on the back end. So certain things we can use as a trained versions. The other companies can use it. So
that is to train them accordingly. According to their needs.
Yes, correct. So when, as you mentioned, okay, there's a other side of AI. Right now, if people use free. Now, if somebody is going to do a speech and getting a chat GPT information without, reconciling whether it's true or not, then he might be in a problem, right?
Yes.
So, always if you want to write a letter, if you going through English and with certain practical information, so be careful, just find by yourself whether it's true or not.
Sometimes we forget we have a brain.
Yes. So because we are not using the brain, sometimes the things are getting easy, right? The creativity and the thinking, logics. There are certain people who even says with those AI, okay, with the next generation which is coming, they won't train their brains to think. But I don't agree with 100%. But in general, of course it might happen. But you know how much time is important to us. We need to reduce the timing, right? Even corporate life, personal life. That's how we need to go from make life easy. But if the proper accuracy comes onto AI, it might take 1 or 2 years, things getting better. Last year, how much improvement has AI platforms has become. So that's the real key thing, that the positive side, if I say. So always we need to be careful on the AI when you're doing a letter. If you are doing your personal experience letter to someone, if you're going to give in a job wise, if you're going to apply for a job, if you are going to present something on top of a great audience, right? So be careful again. So you might also share certain experience of what sort of things happen on the industry. You can really think, now is this person talk the information from AI? Because everybody accessing it, right? So you need to add some flavor on top of those information and make it your own creativity.
It's like you buy fried rice from outside and add your own spices.
So you need to add spices and make it a different flavor, right? So otherwise, if you have a fried rice, if it is only one, the way it's cooked with one recipe, everywhere fried rice is same, right? So we go to different shops because their taste is different. So we need to focus on that. That's the other side of AI.
That is definitely the other side of AI, because sometimes it lacks creativity and then it is repetitive, monotonous, and also people understand it's AI. That's the main thing. And that I mean, when it comes to, as you did mention, presentations, then again, speeches and all that, it needs that personal touch when you talk. And sometimes we end up depending on AI a lot, and the moment that goes blank, we go blank.
Yes, true.
So, as you did mention, there are ups and downs when it comes to AI, and it's very challenging as a telco company, to kind of come and give everything the client or the consumer needs. But at the same time, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, of course, because doing new things is always hard, right? But someone needs to do new things, right? Then the trends are coming up. Then they make life easier for our consumers, then the corporates, and so on and so forth. So we start a lot of digital applications where consumers are easy to connect with. They can get their services pretty faster than accessing to our call centers, or they can use a lot of information out of it. If they want to do a kind of an add-on to their service, it's a one single touch right now. So not only telcos, right now we see a lot of industries as well. The retails, if I say fashion, then if I say food industry, if it's a transport, basically, like how many people you speak me now? Right?
Many,
so
everyone.
How many will get the personalized offers, right? Mm-hmm. So even in e-commerce, that is a massive industry where people will get personalized offers. So it's a part of not only telcos we are facilitating, but what I want to say is telcos we have the highest opportunity to introduce the digitalization. We can make platforms, right? To e-commerce, we energized all our e-commerce sites, chatbots, and so on and so forth, where we can extend the third parties to come on board and give their services as well. So even in telco forums, even internationally, they believe the digitalization, which are totally customized, which can give as platforms as telcos, because even our legacy systems are today is changing to digital services, platforms, applications. So the momentum is going on to create platforms as telcos with the connectivity. So earlier it was connectivity, now with connectivity we create platforms. So everybody could engage on it. Yes, they can sell their own products like marketplaces. They can e-commerce market with their gaming marketplaces. There are a lot of things. But things are, at the beginning, is pretty hard. But when it's coming on track, people get engaged, how will make it life easy. Otherwise, if we going to search a particular product, they have to hold going on the internet previously. Now they can ask from AI, what are the products. Beyond that, asking from AI, if in one platform you see all the products and services, that might be easy for the consumer. So those are the things that we can do at the back end, creating platforms. So I guess as telcos, that's what we do. So even in transport, you see a lot of robotics things are coming up, autonomous vehicles, as we mentioned. So it's a trend right now. Without a driver, it goes. Sometimes hassle is free, but there are a lot of internet thing like news. It shows like if some mistakes comes, people make, okay, this is failure. No, it's learning. It's learning.
Humans make mistakes too.
Human mistakes, yeah, they also make mistakes. If I say, okay, if accident had happened while we drive as a human, how many accidents happening in the world today? Mm-hmm. If one accident comes, is it a failure? No, it can't. But can happen, but it's a learning process.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's a speed limit, it's obeying the rules, but humans never obey the rules sometimes, right? So we are changing. So, but if we train a robot, it's specifically this is the speed limit, this is where you need to turn, and so on and so forth, they will follow the rules. But that's the fun part of this, right? So we can train these assistants the way we really want.
As long as we don't stick to using their brains but us, it's fine. Because obviously AI is literally what we train them, and they become you.
Yes, I guess now with the this new trends are coming on the particular, from government ends as well in Sri Lanka also. I believe now in India, it's like one other card is there where every consumer's data is linked, which is relevant data, right? Where the government which need to hold to identify us. So even in WhatsApp, they can even send data. Send money, send money.
Okay.
So it's like, otherwise we need to go to a specific bank account application, or either we have to go to the bank and so on and so forth. So it extends to each and every easy method of an application. So even in future, if Sri Lanka goes to a one card or something, with identify every people and linking to every bank account information, government services, it make people life easy. Otherwise, if you want to go, I have personal experience, like if I wanted to get it done from a government institution, I have to put a leave and go. Whether I don't know the processes and procedures of that particular place, right? It's obvious. If somebody comes to any organization, other consumer doesn't know the procedures. But we can apply those digitally and we can make arrangements somebody to collect. Even in recently we actually launched some kind of application with called Dutha as well. So it's about your personal assistance, how to get the work done from digital government services without you putting a leave. So you just order your work through application like PickMe and Uber. It's Uberizing the work on behalf of you.
So it's getting things done for you.
Right. There's a back end which is happening, physical touch is needed, but obviously we can make life easy of an end consumer.
Wow. So obviously there's a lot of good things in the pipeline when it comes to artificial intelligence and digitalization in general. So thank you so much for taking us through a beautiful journey of learning about AI and digitalization. And thank you for sparing your time for us, Dr. Ruan.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
And thank you for being on board Prominent Personality. We had Dr. Ruan Rakogama, Deputy General Manager, Digital Product Development and Management of Sri Lanka Telecom.